Back in 1998, the world shifted its eyes from a colorful TV screen full of 3D graphics to a 66mm monochrome screen. Pokemon was born in the West and later on went to dominate the world as one of the most addicting portable games on the planet. Years later, the series began losing a bit of its appeal due to lack of innovation. Pokemon X and Pokemon Y hopes to fix that by reintroducing the series in a bold new direction. Is it the next Pokemon game people have been waiting for, or is it just dressed up to look new? The game starts off in typical fashion. A Pokemon professor explains the world of Pokemon and eventually wake up to begin your quest to become the ultimate master. What does change is the setup. Rather than rushing to the closest Pokélab to get your starters, you're instead introduced to a group of friends who are ready to start their quest along with you. It's a nice change for once and also doesn't make you feel like you're on this journey alone. Expect to meet legendaries, trainers, and gym leaders along the way. What does stand out is the new presentation. It took them more than 10 years, but we finally got a 3D Pokemon game that looks and breathes new. The environment and characters may look simple, but when the battles actually start taking place, things look wonderful. What used to be sprites with 2D backdrops have now become 3D battlefields reminiscent of Pokemon Stadium. Oddly enough, the game doesn't take advantage of the 3D effects, with the majority of the game played in forced 2D mode. Audio has also been pinched up and no longer carries the cheap MIDI track. You'll still hear the classic item obtain tracks every now and then, which are always welcomed regardless of how old the series gets. Gameplay has also been refined a lot. Battles feel quicker, you gain experience points when catching Pokemon, and that's not even counting the new air battles and mega evolutions. Roaming is also quicker thanks to the skates, and yes, you can finally move in 8 directions. Pokemarts and Pokemon centers have melded together and you can now even change your clothes. Your Pokemon can also be interacted with via PokeAmi, which allows you to pet and feed them as well as play some simple minigames. Traditional elements are still retained, but ultimately this is the biggest change the series has ever gotten. Online functionalities are also much more versatile. Instead of going to the Pokemon Center, all you have to do is connect to a Wi-Fi spot and you're done. The new network system allows you to discover players on the move, which you can battle or trade with. The same can also be applied when using Street Pass mode. Having this feature feels like you're constantly connected with the Pokemon trainers around the world, and it feels really awesome. Pokemon X is the game fans have been waiting for. It's hard to believe that after all these years we can get excited over this series. I honestly felt like a little boy again, playing in the schoolyard, training to become the very best. That's something I haven't felt in a long time. It's the most defining entry the series has ever gotten since Silver and Gold, and definitely the biggest game the 3DS got right now. If you're looking for a worthy RPG that will absorb your life, look no further than Pokemon X.